Hey lovelies, and welcome in my study. Today we're getting witchy. We're discovering sigil magic, what it is, how it is done, and how you can use it. We will also bake a lovely wild sage and rosemary bread from my kitchen witch grimoire. It comes with many medicinal as well as magical benefits. It is said to give you a memory boost and a clear head, and is therefore the perfect little snack if you are studying for exams, trying to make an important decision, or are performing a meditation spell. Now let's start with some magic and dive right into the topic of sigil creating. Sigils are symbols that help you manifest and reach a certain goal. On a scientific level, they work on basis of positive affirmation and self-hypnosis. In the New Thought philosophy, it's also called the law of attraction. Everything in witchcraft is a tool that you can utilize and interpret in many different ways depending on your personal belief system. As a secular, non-religious witch, for me sigils are a tool to trick my mind into switching gears in order to change my thoughts and or actions. Let's get it a bit more clear and pick an example. So, I have an important test coming up at uni and have a ton of studying for it, but unfortunately I am a lazy bum. Furthermore, I get extremely nervous before tests and suffer from performance anxiety. Obviously, that's not a great start, so what now? Why not work some magic to get an A? First, we want to think about what we want. So I want to pass the test. Well, now we envision ourselves having passed the test, merrily skipping down the street with a paper in our hand. All is great, we feel relief and the sun is shining. Yay. We want to write this down in one simple sentence. I've passed the test. Or even simpler, I passed the test. It is important that you phrase the sentence first of all as if it was a fact, and second as if it was already true. So not, I wish I would pass the test, or I'm going to pass the test. It is also important to phrase it in a positive manner. Don't say, I won't fail the test, which in essence is the same, but on your brain this works very different from the first sentence. Now in order to create a sigil, there are a million different ways, but I will show you a quick and easy one. First, cross out all the vowels and the letters you have double. Now in this example we have 4 letters left, with which we can get creative. You're now basically just drawing those 4 letters into a picture that symbolizes the outcome of your desire. You are completely free to doodle, take the parts of the letters apart or shape them differently. Obviously, we can't only draw a pretty picture and now expect that we can get away without any studying. This is not how it works. Magic works on your mind and energy, not on a specific goal in a big scale, the universe itself. You are not a wizard, Harry. So what I do is to envision what I need to do to get to that goal, and how it could look like in a simple picture made out of those remaining letters. In this example, I know that studying will be a long and winding road that I will need to go, so I draw this in with a curse of the P and S. I also know that I have some basic knowledge and a strong foundation once I sit down and study and can beat my fears of exams, so I draw that in as the T. The H symbolizes an upward pointing arrow, which for me means success. This is how I will conquer statistics. This is my way of doing it, and there are many more out there, so just find a way that speaks to you. You can make this as personal, ritual, complicated, or easy as you like. So now that we have it ready, we want to sit down and meditate over it, really visualizing our success in that test, while looking at our sigils. This is how it seeps into our subconscious. A lot of people do burn their sigils after drawing them, and some say they are only working if you forget about their meaning completely, so your conscious is not in the way of it working, and in order to release their energy into the universe. I, however, like to keep where I can see them, and every time I look at them they will evoke that feeling in me, and my subconscious will be reminded of what I have to do for it. I might still draw them on a bread or into some food to burn them in a not quite so literal way, and then I just trust it to work. That positive mindset and trust is extremely important, so that you don't start consciously questioning yourself again, which could let self-doubt and potentially destructive energies back in. I thought today we would bake a lovely sage bread that will definitely help you manifest that spell. Sage is said to promote wisdom and a clear mind, offers protection, brings good luck, and the scent of rosemary has scientifically been proven to improve retention and recall effects. All ingredients are also listed below. I've heard from many of you that you're a bit careful when it comes to baking with yeast, but trust me, she's not that hard to work with. If you follow these 3 rules, always keep her warm and cozy, the longer she raises the better she tastes, and don't forget to feed her something sweet to grow. Now, we pour that mixture into the flour and stir it in. We add our other ingredients at room temperature or a bit warmer than that. Important is just that they are not straight out of the fridge or the yeast will pout. Cottage cheese, oil and egg. Furthermore, salt and rosemary, which in this recipe is optional. You can also spice it up and add some chili flakes or fresh chilies. To use the fresh sage, we just cut the stem and middle part out and then chop it into small pieces. If you don't have fresh sage, you can also use dry grounded one, maybe about 1½ teaspoons. Combine all ingredients with a spoon and then knead the dough. This dough should be rather easy to work with and not overly sticky or dry, and therefore can be kneaded with our bare hands without the help of any kitchen machinery. Less to clean up afterwards. We form the dough into a pretty little ball and remember to keep it warm under a nice dish towel. The dough now will need to rise for about 90 minutes until it has grown into an adult-sized bread. After its little slumber, we take the dough out, knead it one more time and then form it into shape and place it on our baking tray. I actually baked this bread between 2 low terracotta garden pots lined with a baking sheet, as I didn't have a Dutch oven or Römertopf available. But really any kind of oven dish or baking tray will work. Once it's in shape, tuck it in and let it relax for 30 more minutes. If you like, you can now carve your sigil into it. To do so, it is best to use a very sharp tool, like a razor or carpet cutter. And then it is time for a 40-minute sauna in the oven at around 200 degrees Celsius. After which we will receive this beautiful herby loaf. It is so fluffy and delicious, and it's great, just straight out of the oven with some fresh butter. I hope you enjoyed this little Witchcraft 101, and I will see you next time for some more baking. And next weekend, I thought we might get a bit more personal and I show you my witchy morning routine and a truly magical breakfast recipe. I wish you the best day. See you soon!